We're proud to announce that today's sponsor is Milton West, Art for Everyone. If you're tired of looking at those boring walls, log on and visit miltonwest.com. Hi, and welcome to another episode of CNC with Connie and Corey. What's going on, Connie?
Ooh, word on the street.
Word on the street.
I'm so tired of us being brought down for little or nothing.
I know.
As soon as we get to the top, when you know you can't bring us down, boom, here comes somebody or something. And you know what I'm speaking of.
I know. So today's topic, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Beyonce and this new Renaissance album. Connie and I were just backstage kind of listening to it. But before we start, we want to say, do you like our new mugs? Yes, and I love cheers, honey. Yeah. And our fabulous cosmic notes on it. So anyway, Connie, have you heard the songs on Beyonce?
Yes, quite a few of them. I like them all.
You know, I really do like it. You know, what I really admire or am very excited about is that it's like a love letter to the LGBT community. Because I would say that Beyonce became very famous with Single Ladies.
Yes.
When Single Ladies came out, I mean, yes, Destiny's Child and all that, you can't take away that credit.
No.
But I think it resonated with the gay community. We were doing all the hand movements and the dances, and she became really popular. I think I'm a Beyonce supporter. I'm not a fan. I like some of her songs. I've never liked all of them, and obviously that's normal.
Well, I have to say that I'm a fan and a supporter.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why I say I am, but everything she does, I like. She's a strong black woman, wife, mother, sister, aunt, all of that, you know, and she's still able to bring out some of the best music we've ever heard.
I agree. I think she's very on the pulse. She has her finger on the pulse. She kind of knows where we are in society and kind of gives us music for the time.
And she pays attention. See,
She
that's
does
very important. You see, a lot of songs come out and it's this and it's that, but with her, it's really, her finger's on the point.
It's on the pulse, really on the point, and I just feel like, so why I say it's part of, you know, a love letter to the LGBT community is because there are artists like Kevin Aviance from the House of Aviance, who I've met and I've been friends with the house, the mother, Juan Aviance, and that song came out in 2005.
Okay.
Cunty. It's a song called Cunty.
I like that.
And it's been my anthem. I mean, that's one of my favorite songs. I have fond memories of going to circuit parties. But it's been so long for her to grab something from the past and elevate it.
Which needs to be done.
Right.
Sometimes people forget, or you forget that you heard something that was good and you haven't heard it in a long time, but she brought it back.
She brought it back.
And we need it.
We needed that. I think it really says a lot about her, you know, that there are these LGBTQ influencers.
Yes.
Just T.S. Madison is someone I've interviewed several times. Lovely, 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 lovely. T.S. Madison was one of the first celebrities when I had my online magazine who agreed to say yes for an interview when everyone was saying no, and I've interviewed her.
She reaches back and helps.
Yeah, she really did, and I'm very proud that a segment of her journey was taken and used by Beyonce.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying that this is such a true love letter to the LGBTQ community. Now, I will say, I think it's about time. Because, Lemonade was very political. It had, you know, I think maybe her own personal...
Well, a lot of things we do sometimes, even if it's something that we're giving to the public, has something to do with our personal lives. You put a little bit of yourself into what you're doing. Even when you're cooking, you put a little bit of yourself into it. So I'm not mad at her about that.
Right.
And I think it is for not just that community. I think it's for a lot of community. I think it's reaching a lot of people, especially now with the pandemic. That one song, You Can't Take My Soul. with all this stuff going on, you know, a lot of people are suicidal, depressed, alone, lonely, you know, not going out, stuff like that. So it can just break down your entire body, and it can take your soul if you allow the situation that we're in to do so. But that song somehow or another gives you strength. Seems like if somebody was in the dark one day and they heard this, I think it would give them a little bit of light.
No, that's great. I was going to ask you what that song meant to you. I mean, it didn't resonate to me as much, but now that you put it that way, I have to go back and maybe fine tune it a little bit and listen to it in a different perspective.
Yes.
I think my perspective, however, was Heated and Cozy and Pure and Honey. These are tracks that all are I have indirect connections with, and it just was like, wow, okay, these are really great people. I went to a 4th of July party, and Kevin Aviance was there once, and we had a long talk about his music career, and you know, country was at that point had been, you know, part of his past, and he was dabbling in new music. But I'm realizing, you know, although at that time in that conversation, he was like, well, you know, that's my past, and I had to respect that in that conversation. But I now am like, this song meant so much to so many people that she brought it and added it, and I want to know who brought it to her, like who gave her, like, cause a song called Cunty. I mean, yeah, Beyonce's a human being, but where do you hear Cunty?
Once again, sometimes you can't do all of this all the time. She listened, and it took a long time for Renaissance to come out. So this isn't a long time coming, and she's been listening for a long time. And maybe her own experience within her own family. Who knows? But whatever it is, she listened. That's the main thing.
And she said she wrote it during the pandemic, and it gave her an outlet to fantasize and be something, maybe. And I, you know, when she says to fantasize, I think this is a little bit of Beyonce, who she truly is.
Oh yeah, we all have some inner person.
Yeah, she, you know, her uncle, I think it's Uncle Johnny, I can't remember because there's a verse in one of the songs, but her uncle was gay and he passed away. From, I think, HIV or AIDS or whatever, and this was also a tribute to him. So, but in my own eyes, I say about time. You know, I'm a fan, a supporter, but I say it's about time. But, you know, there's a lot of controversy around this.
Yes, and that's what's really pissing me off.
Connie was pissed. Let me tell you, Connie came in the studio and was pissed off.
I'm like, come on. I mean, it's Good Morning America, everything is turned on, probably Fox, because you know Fox can't help it but be Fox. And it's like, leave her alone. You're hating because she's way up here. Sometimes when you get to a point where you're so high and you're still sharing with others, I don't want to say they want to bring you down. And if everybody knows, I'm talking about the days want to bring you down.
Well, you know, me and Connie were talking about
their icons, anyway. We're not messing with their icons. Garth Brooks, I'm not messing with him. He's wonderful. I like him. I support him, fan of his too. So I'm saying, you know, everybody has their highs. Let them stay there.
I wish there was tea in my drink, but it's not. I need some. I'm glad this is back.
But why? I'm saying, you know, why?
I agree with you.
So, and then with the word, they said, what was the word?
So it's spastic. So it's an ableist word. I gotta be honest. I had to call my best friend and say, what is that? So even though spastic means of a person who's disabled, who has less control of their muscles, and they have reflexes that they can't control. You know, I did present the comedy backstage as we were going over notes and stuff.
And I'm saying,
you know, I was like, wait a minute. So what I was saying was, you know, in spastic, you know, it's a term that maybe not be always proper, but she didn't mean it that way.
No, not at all.
But my point, though, is we use the N-word. People use the faggot word.
Oh, they don't mind if they use the N-word. No,
well, yeah,
they don't mind if they use the N-word. But they don't, because they use it on us all the time.
But we have people in our own community that we haven't gone.
Like friends. Two friends, but nigga, how you doing?
Right, how you doing there? But then we have another group that says that we shouldn't use it. I don't think we should use it
either. But the whole thing about it, nigga is not a color, it's a behavior. You know, so I don't know if anybody ever said that. When you act like a nigga, you acting a fool.
Okay.
So it's not even about your color. I think I don't know where I read that at. It says it's a behavior when you act a fool. It's a behavior more so than it's a color. But then we don't really see it that way.
But the root of it came from slavery.
Exactly.
And I think, you know, what people say is like, you know, we're taking it back. We're not, I guess, giving it less power.
Yeah.
I don't quite agree with that because of somebody who's had family members in slavery or who might have been hung, that's not something that I want to hear.
And you don't want to be addressed like that, even if it's your friend, you know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, I don't even like dude. I have a heart attack when it comes to dude because they try to demean you. But I understand that, you know, we have these words in society, but when do we let up? I mean, because everything's so politically correct.
Everything.
And now she's removing it, but I don't think she meant any harm.
She did. So the thing about it is, see how graceful she is and how she just doesn't want all that tension? She removed it. So now what do they have to say now? What other words are you going to go through the album, the whole album, to find other words for her to take out? No. Enough's enough.
No,
it's a great album. She did a good job.
Album.
So don't hate. And it's sold so much already. That's another thing. See, money's always a problem.
I mean, that's
always a problem.
It was number one in so many countries at
one time.
Already. Literally, at the same time.
Some people can't take it.
But I wonder, are we being too hypersensitive, or are there certain words that we need to just
Well, when you say we, don't put me with that we.
Okay.
I'm not in that group that always wants to bring us down. I'm not about that. I'm to bring us up. That's what I do. I lift up. I don't do that. So that's the naysayers, whoever they are. You know, the media. You know, they just have to find a way to try to find something wrong with her. Or something but you can't. Like she said, you can't break us over.
But do you think that
you can't take it? I'm saying break it or take it.
Well, they did. But
they just did. She, like I said, graceful enough. She said, "Oh no, that's all right. I'll take it out and move on."
You know, and I think in the heat of, you know, have a persona, Rex West, and I'm writing music. At the time when you're writing music, you're not thinking per se
to hurt anybody.
To hurt someone. You might be thinking, "Oh, that word sounds good with the hook." As a hook,
exactly,
or a chorus, or the beat. You know, sometimes we do have to use slang when you're writing music.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. I mean, come on.
But do you think, Connie, that should we be omitting certain words from the dictionary as a whole if they have some derogatory significance in our society?
Well, now that all this is going on over the album, so I guess that with any of you writers out there, please be very careful. You can have a #1 hit, but make sure you go through it, edit it, have a proofreader, all that in the 9 yards, so that you won't have this problem. Because I'm sure whatever you write is going to be successful. So you don't want anybody picking at it, nitpicking. So you just got to really, proofread, especially if you think somebody's going to be offended. And another thing, if in fact, and I hate to be petty like that, but if in fact somebody else, another singer or a writer, comes up with something and...
Well, Lizzo had to remove the same word.
Yeah, I heard.
The only thing that I would say in that context that, and I know it's hard because Beyonce is a powerhouse in her own right, and yes, she's listening to music, she might not. I'm hoping that I believe that she's worldly enough to read news and stuff.
Yes,
I would have hoped that someone in her team heard about Lizzo and said, "Oh my God, you got this word." But obviously, you're proofreading hundreds of lyrics, for an album, 15, 20 songs. You're gonna miss something. But I would have hoped that, somebody actually caught that.
But sometimes we don't. I mean, I write stuff. Sometimes it's so helpful now with these phones. You put a certain amount of letters in and boom, there it goes. I'm like, thank you. So, I mean, so much is going on. Sometimes you don't catch stuff. I mean, and nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And like you said, she was graceful enough
exactly.
to remove it. So let's
without a beef, without a word,
well,
without
she's not in the news like that.
You know?
So she's like, let's just cut it. So I mean, let's talk about the Kelis situation, Milkshake Tea and Yard. And you know, I love both of them, and they're both anthems like Kelis's Milkshake.
You find yourself jumping around the house
and it's like, oh my God. But Kelis was very upset that Beyonce didn't contact her, and I feel like, yeah, Beyonce wrote the song, but also there are producers. There are also so many people involved in creating a song that, yes, maybe you are correct if you're going to sample someone's song to contact them, but technically, Kelis doesn't really own the song. Pharrell and the other people, I can't remember the other person's name, I'm sorry, but I know Pharrell has the rights to it.
And you're saying, so he's not beefing. So
and he's not beefing, but she might have asked him. He owns it. He owns the rights.
So we need to know, if anything, or I don't have to really know how he felt about it, because he didn't express anything.
Well, Pharrell is making money all around the world, so I don't think it was a concern to him. I think I understand that Kelis is a very passionate. She's an artist. I'm an artist. You're an artist. Yes, if somebody steals from me, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off.
Of course.
I'm going to go off. But there's a way to handle it. She is in the public eye. That I think she has a management team. If she wanted Beyonce to give her the due respect, then she shouldn't have went on Instagram and do all that bullshit.
No, definitely not.
That's how I feel.
It's, you know that says woman to woman.
But I would have had my team email Beyonce, right? Like she said in her thing.
Yeah.
We know we're in an inner circle. It's a small inner circle of black women in this industry.
And I think she said that.
She did say that, but she could have then handled it differently. Even though she was upset. And yes, I posted shit that I regret.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be very
careful. You gotta be careful. But I feel like she's trying to dog about, women empowerment, but you giving a tit for a tat. Yeah. Now I'm looking at you side out.
But that's how we always do. I mean, I hate to say
why
that.
Do we do
I hate to say that about the black community, but just like it's always black on black crime, blacks killing blacks, which I cannot understand. So even sometimes the things we say out our mouth, the words that we speak, are also deadly to each other. You know what I'm saying? So she.
Do you think in her? I mean, yes. Do you think she had a ballad? Because she did sing the song.
Okay, it's always some validation in there, but like I said, woman to woman. They both, entertain. I'm sure that
if she did right, two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
Two wrongs don't make a right, and I feel like now Beyonce is removing it, and I understand where maybe Kelis got a fucked up, excuse my language, deal, and now she wants
now you out,
and she feels Pharrell or whatever have a tainted relationship. Sure, now you've tapped into their dollar because now she's removing it. To me, it's over.
Exactly. You complained about it.
It's not
done.
But see, now you tapped into their dollar, and if that was her angle,
she should have went the other route.
But I think that might have been her angle because she didn't want the people that really have the rights to it to get the money.
Well, once again, where we back to everybody?
Money. Put money.
And sometimes money destroys. That may have destroyed some type of friendship they might have, not even, let's say friendship, whether they have in the industry, how they could have gotten along. The door may be closed now.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, the way that she handled it, if I was Beyonce, she would never be on an album.
Yeah, the door is closed.
So I feel like that's a compliment. Like, because I look at all these LGBT.
Say my name.
Right, amen.
Beyonce, say my name.
Say Connie, girl. But you're right, Connie. I mean, you put me on your album, like these LGBT influencers, they might not have known their songs are old, but I will say Kevin Aviance, T.S. Madison, they are written as credits.
And don't forget my girl, Big Frida. I love you.
Big Frida, right. And they're going to get credit. Yeah. They're getting credit. So I don't think because you have Cunty, that's from 2005 2005 to 6. Then you have C.S. Madison, that was an obscure snippet of her taping way back. I don't think she meant to steal anything.
No. See, this is where I just want to say this before we could.
Right.
Is that what she did? Was she put everybody down? You know the expression? I thought that was wonderful. You put everybody down. You made everybody a part of your comeback of this Renaissance album. That's going to be heard all around the world. Not just is she going to be heard, but everybody else is too. So she gave homage to a lot of different people and things and communities. So I think people should be saying thank you, Beyonce.
Oh, I agree. That's why
Thank you, Beyonce.
Like I said, I'm not a diehard fan, but now this album, every song I'm in love with. Heated is one of my Alien Superstar, Pure Honey, Church Girl. These are songs I really love. Like, I've never really had a Beyonce song the album that I went through, except Destiny Child. Like, I really love Destiny Child. But this is the first time I've had a Beyonce. Like, it's freaking.
And I'm just getting bits and pieces of it. Every time somebody lets me hear a piece, I go, wait, let me finish. Like, everybody's so excited about it. Just let me. So now I just want to sit one day and just not let them skip it so fast. So Connie hit this. I just want to hear every last word, every last beat. I want to hear it to the fullest.
And and I shared with Connie. Showed her Kevin's song. I also showed T.S. Madison's so she can have reference, because sometimes, for those that are Beyonce supporters, part of the Beehive, and those that might be in the LGBT community that know T.S. Madison or Kevin Aviance, I think you need to spread the love and share, and so that you have a conversation, so they know where this music came from, what it actually represents, because it represents so much more.
It does. It's a really give back.
It's a give back.
It's a give back.
And
I really appreciate somebody being like that. And I think a lot of us should take a lesson with what she did. Like they say, each one reach one, and that's what she did.
Well, everybody, she did give back, and we really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation about Beyonce Renaissance album, and we want you to like, subscribe, share, and comment what you seeing where our subscriber list is growing. But please, we need more subscribers so that we can make that money. But anyway, we wanted to say thank you so much for watching again, and remember, our motto is live